Back, guys. This is Ibrahim Quraishi here. So we are going to session 2 today, and we have successfully installed vRops, as you can see. So we are going to start configuring vRops. We'll log in to the vRops machine for the first time. So let me open the vRops. Hold on. So you can see it booting. I'm going to pause the video because it's taking longer, and then we'll start the video again once this service is on. It's booted successfully, and we can see that the IP address it has got is the one which I have given, 192.168.1.140. I do have DNS running, so I'm going to use my DNS name. As you can see, vRops-1.agileops.co.uk, and then we'll be using this. So go show details, and then visit the website and visit a website. It's just going to ask me for authorization, which I'm going to give and date. There you go. So as you can see, it's slightly different when configuring vRops, because now as I said earlier, you can set it up as an analytical node or a data node or a remote collector. So the setup of deploying it, the OVF is fine, but this is the main deal. This is the stuff which you need to configure it to configure as a remote collector, um, or if you're joining a remote collector to existing vRops instance which is already running. So we can say express installation, new installation, or expand existing installation. So if you already have a cluster running, you might have remote collectors here, data nodes here, and analytical nodes running here, but you want to add more. So that's what you will use. Express installation is basically it saves time, so it does generic details, generic setup for you. We'll use new installation, and then it basically is going to ask you getting started. So the admin page, initial setup, start cluster. So basically if you're having more than one nodes, and then we'll start seeing the product. So we need to have the product license, and then we can install and configure more solutions. So let's click on next. See whether I can. There you go. So click on next. Now it will ask us to generate a password for the first time. So I'm going to set up a new password for me. Be sure to remember the login is not root, it's admin. Choose a certificate, use the default cert because I don't have a cert created for this. Cluster name is going to be vRops-01. You can have multiple nodes added later if you want to. Let's leave that and move on. I can add these later. So click On next, so we can choose it as continuous availability or high availability, where it will be making the data redundant. Select this mode to prevent data loss in event of a single node failure. The mode lowers the capacity and processing of vRops by half because of HA. High availability creates a second copy of data through the cluster as well as a replica backup of the master node. For more details on HA, you can check this. So you can basically have it running as HA node. So this is why I was saying we can have vRops O1 and O2 running side by side, which will be, on HA node. So let's leave this off at the moment, and then in production environment, obviously it's highly recommended to have that. Click next, and then we can pretty much add a node if we have one. Well, like that, literally we can add the node names. Cancel that, we don't have nodes. So there you go, pretty much ready. Click next. So the password for this one, and there you go, guys. This is the first time we are logging in to our vRops. It's going to configure a lot of stuff. It's going to set up the database and everything in the background, and you can monitor it over here. This is the vRops Manager Administration console. Eventually what will happen is once the cluster is configured, it's saying preparing cluster, so you could have potentially got 1, 2 and 3 nodes with HA pair in it, and you can have remote collectors. Whatever you configure will come up here. So eventually once they are done, you basically start the application. So for us, we are logging in for the first time, so I think it has configured it. If the remember, it is not root, it's admin to log in here. There you go, the root the cluster is ready now. You can say start vRealize-Operations-Manager. It says that it is at the moment it's not started. We don't have HA, so we can't use these two options. We disabled that, you remember. And it has picked up that the vRops node is called vRops01, and the full name is called vRops01 agileops.co.uk. So this is it, guys. Let's click on start to start the node. Configure first application setup. Yes, it's going to start it, and you can see this is version 8.01. The cluster is started now. Apologies, this is version 8.01. I checked the download version as well, which I did accidentally downloaded 8.01 instead of 8.1. Have downloaded the 8.1 as well, so I might actually do another session of that for 8.1. This is the wrong version which I downloaded, as you can see here. I'm just quickly going to show you. So 8.0.1, which is what we are running here. Okay, it's not a lot of difference when you compare, but this was launched last year, end of last year in December, vRops 8.0.1, but there's a newer version 8.1 which has been released, which supports Kubernetes and everything. So this is how you take the cluster down. You need to take basically select it and click take cluster offline. So there, from the admin console, you can do software updates. As you can see, it's saying that it's basically 9 steps to complete, and it's going to pump it to the newer version. And so this is the existing version we have. Then we can look at other stuff, support and administration. So let's log into the vRops for the first time. So I was trying to configure SMTP, but let's leave it for now. We can check it later. So when we log into the same URL again, this time it will basically take you to the web interface front end, not the vRops administration page. So I have just put the login again, and to go back to that interface you need to give admin, but to go back to the main URL you just need to give vRops-1 or the IP address if you have configured with the IP address. Now select local user as it is a local user, admin, and then password which you have selected, and this will basically, yeah, this is the first time you have logged in, and it takes you through to the initial setup, obviously license and install and configure solution. So accept the license and user agreement, product key, no key required as this is the evaluation version. Click on next, click on, well, if you want to join you can, but I'll untick it for now, and click on next and ready to complete. Click finish, and now we should be able to see Ray. So we are here. As you can see, this is a complete rewrite of vRops. It has, when compared to version 6 really, it has the ability to reach out and monitor your cloud as well. So this is where we will be adding vCenter server. As you can see, if you click on cloud, we have vCenter, AWS, and Microsoft Azure. Click on vCenter. Now we need to give an account name. So we'll basically be using credentials. So we'll be using agileops.co.uk svc underscore account @agileops.co.uk. So service, this is the part which I was adding the credentials. Service account first, svc underscore account @agileops.co.uk, and then the password. Click on OK. So we will have this saved. We can use the same service account details for others. We can go and edit it as well, or we can add new ones. So we'll test the connection. Should go through and say accept the terms and conditions. Sorry, the certificate. Testing adapter. So it didn't go through. svc account @agileops.co.uk. Keep that CSA-auto AGILEOPS. There you go, that is a problem. ops.co.uk, that was the problem, guys. So test the connection again. Accept connection, test connection successful. That's what we want to hear. Add. Then we'll be seeing this lovely vCenter added. Whoops, sorry, cloud accounts, that's where we are. So always remember, to add the vCenter you need to go to administration, and then in cloud accounts you have vCenter, which is our cloud anyway, private cloud, and then Azure, AWS and Azure. Adapter instance creation succeeded, but vCenter server registration failed. I wonder why. Warning is there. Should be able to go back in. So stop collecting, that means started collecting now. Just quickly check the connection again. Collection progress. So it looks like it is added. So you can see the service account credentials that you have added here. Just click on save, and then we'll move back and see how it is going. There you go. Status is okay, and that's how you do it, boys. So let's quickly go in, save the details. No. So it's just giving you a warning that you're using an evaluation mode. You must choose a global currency. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Global settings. Then there's the option to set a currency. I remember this. We'll be selecting pounds. Currency. There you go. Currency is not set. Select that. So we'll be setting to GBP, and then understand the risk. Set. Bingo. So now we can go back again. vRops needs time to, collect the data and then analyze it, and once it is done the analyzing, then it will bring up the new it will bring up the value. So as you can see, there is a lot you can do. Obviously, once we start using this, we have to leave it for at least 2 to 3 weeks, and then it will collect the data, it will start making recommendations. You can do a lot in here. You can see the workload, we can write size, check the recommendations. You can see the overview of your capacity. You can check on reclamation, how much you can reclaim from your environment. You can see what if scenarios. This is for project where you have all of a sudden you have a project dropping another, you know 30 VMs. So you need to decide where to place them in your environment. You can use this tool to predict how your net environment will behave in general. For now, I think we are done. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and like this video. Cheers, bye.